Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his kingdom came back. Even the kingdom of Sulaiman alayhi salam was khairat of Isbillah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not just that. Between the shoulders of Adam alayhi salam, these all are hadith. Between the shoulders of Adam alayhi salam, the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was written. And why is that? A beautiful reason. Whenever any human being comes into this world, it is natural that he make relations. Somebody becomes father, somebody becomes son, somebody becomes grandfather, somebody becomes grandson, and somebody becomes grandfather. So he is destined to get into relations because he is human being. And as Adam alayhi salam was son of nobody, Allah Almighty created him. But he was human being. And then he was destined for the materialistic and worldly relations. So Allah Almighty gave him the best relation. Allah Almighty wrote the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam between his shoulders and told him, from today you will have the best relation ever anybody had. You are the great grandfather of my beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was the best relationship given by Allah Almighty to Adam alayhi salam. Dear audience, now beautiful point here is that those people who want to get everything in this universe without the blessings and wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or those people from different and other school of thoughts who try to get Jannat without the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those people who practice, who pray, who do ibadat in this world to get hurs in Jannah, to get khilmans in Jannah, without the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now here is a big question, that everything which has been created that belongs to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So who is on this earth, who can get anything from the property of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam without his blessing and wasila? Whoever can get hurs of Jannah without the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the hurs belongs to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, their eyes carried the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who can ever get khilman of Jannah without the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, therefore have carried the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who can ever get the gardens in Jannah without the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? That every inch of gardens of Jannah carried the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and each and every garden of Jannah, each and every level of Jannah, each and every fruit of Jannah, each and every ni'mah of Jannah belongs to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who can ever think of getting something from the property of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam without his blessing and blessing? The only door to get those blessings, the only door to get something out from the property of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the door of Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the door of wasila to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the door of blessing of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we go in the history, when there was Ghadawat, the fights in which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam participated himself too, what was the law given by Allah Almighty? Whenever they used to collect anything, unless that was not divided among Sahaba Ikram, all of that Ghanaim and Mal-e-Ghanimat used to belong to Allah and His Prophet. Until that Ghanaim and Mal-e-Ghanimat was distributed among Sahaba Ikram. Similarly, Wallahu yuti, ana qasimun wallahu yuti. Allah gives me and I am the distributor. Similarly, everything belongs to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The heavens, the ranks of heavens, the paradise, the ranks of paradise, the ni'mat, the ikram of Jannah. Everything belongs to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam until the time Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam distribute the gardens of Jannah, distribute the levels of Jannah, distribute the ni'mat of Jannah, distribute the ikram of Jannah, distribute of karam of Jannah, distribute the atfal of Jannah, distribute hoorin, distribute of hoods of Jannah, distribute malaik of Jannah, distribute khilman of Jannah to his beloved mu'mineen, to his beloved ummatis. Until that time, everything belongs to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And anybody who doesn't really love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is not looking for the shifa of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is not looking for the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how he can ever imagine that he will get anything from those ni'mat which belongs to Rasulullah? He is the only owner of everything in this world. And what Allah Almighty is created. There is another hadith in Mubarakah in which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says and narrates that whenever you enter in some empty house, even that house belongs to you, and the whole family goes out for a while and comes back, and there is nobody in the house, what do? You recite Salat Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammadin wa barik wa sallam. Whenever any property is empty and you enter there, you have to do and recite Salam on somebody, recite Darood on me. Every property belongs to me. Every house is my house. Every place is my place. I am everywhere. If nobody is there, I am there. Why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he should have said, maybe you remember Allah there. When the house is empty and you enter, you remember Allah. But no, Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, when you enter some property which is empty, recite Salat only. That if anything is empty, every place is empty, there is nobody, there is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His spirit is there, his nur, his spiritual light is there. As Allah Almighty is there. That is the truth. That is the reality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We cannot imagine, we cannot understand the reality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Bayezid Bustami radiyallahu ta'ala, a great Sufi saint of his time, he says, I wanted to get to know the haqiqah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I wanted to know the reality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When I tried to know that, and when I reached at the point, I saw that between me and the reality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were 70,000 bees. And if I would have touched the first one, I would have no more in this world. So nobody can ever know what is the actual haqiqah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The only thing we are discussing here is get to know nearer to the point from where the wheels on the haqiqah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam starts, so that we can increase the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our hearts, so that we can respect and increase the reverence of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our hearts more, so that we can sacrifice ourselves for namus of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a more better way, so that we can work for the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that we can work for the movement, working for the love and spreading for the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a more better way. As we know more about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the reality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we'll start loving him more, inshallah. We'll start respecting him more. Dear audience, last point, the most important one. Again, it carries little bit philosophy, but I have been telling the philosophy for last 1 hour. I know, you all are ready now for that, inshallah, and that will help us to get to another point, inshallah. What is that?